So you should see in the upper left-hand corner that it is recording. All right, so let's just jump in here on slide 2. If you were able to access this, you should be able to see this as well on your screen. And here was the sign-in sheet. If you have a second device, that might make it easier for you to, pull up Seesaw on that second device, or pull up the slide deck if you so choose. And when I say slide deck, this Parent Guide to Seesaw is the slide deck I created. You can add this shortcut to your drive for this slide deck to access later. All you have to do is at the top of the screen, do you see my mouse to the right of the star? Here on your screen, it should be the triangle with the plus sign. If you click on this icon, the triangle with the plus sign on your screen, and you're in the slide deck, and you opened up the slide deck in Google, in the Google Chrome web browser, you should be able to then add this shortcut to your Google Drive for you to access later. If you open this up in Safari or Firefox or a different web browser, that's fine. You should still be able to, if you come up here to the place where you put the URL, where you put the web address for the slide deck, if you click on that star, you can bookmark it so you can access this later. So I'm seeing people are getting on the slide deck. So are there any questions about how to access the slide deck? If so, feel free to drop that in chat and we can help you as well. So while we're getting everyone going here, in chat, if you could type 2 things. One thing that you or your child like about Seesaw, or one thing that challenges you or your child about Seesaw. If you're brand new to Seesaw and you haven't started using it, put that in there in the chat as well. And you'll find the chat at the bottom of your screen with where you've been getting the information from the sign-in sheet and the bit.ly link. And then here on slide 4, the rules of engagement for today. You may not remember everything from today. That's okay. That's why we're giving you the slide deck. You will have access to the recording after today as well. Again, if we go too fast, you will be able to review the slides, and then you can watch the recording and pause it and start it when you need to. But throughout this workshop today, feel free to put questions in the chat. And if you as a parent or a guardian or as a teacher out there, if you know the answer, feel free to answer their question as well. So what we're going to talk about here today is what Seesaw is. We're going to talk about the family app, the class app that your child uses, and then the settings that you can manipulate within Seesaw. Here on slide 6, wanted to share with you, we've got a few links here. You may or may not have seen your child's teacher may have a virtual classroom where they've got links to other things. Here I've got links to a few other things that may help you. And one of them is this LTC Spark. If you click on this LTC Spark, that will take you to the Spark Parent Hub that we have out there for the parents and guardians. And even if you're a teacher, you can refer other parents and guardians to this as well. And if you keep scrolling down here, you can see this resource hub over here on the left-hand side. Here's about Google, Microsoft Canvas, and then all the way down here, we've got Seesaw. And then we also have this interactive help here for you. So if you have parent questions and concerns, you can click on that, and then you can click on these different text boxes here, and it links you to other things to hopefully answer your question. And where do you find all of that? It's linked here on slide 6, the LTC Spark. It's linked to the Spark webpage there. So as we're seeing in chat, people are able to let us know that some people are new to Seesaw. So it looks like most of you are new to Seesaw that are joined in here today. So someone's having trouble accessing with the Android phone. I don't know if you're trouble having access Seesaw, the app with the Android phone. And if that's the case, sometimes what you might have to do, make sure you've got all of the latest updates with the operating system, the Android operating system, and you may have to uninstall the app and then reinstall it. That might be, help to see if that will help troubleshoot. So real quick, a little bit about me. My name is Lisa Schwartz. This is my 23rd year in education. The first 19 years I did spend in the classroom teaching 6th through 9th grade. Majority of the time I did teach computers and computer science. And now here I'm going on my 3rd year as a regional ed tech coordinator for the Learning Technology Center here in Illinois, and it is a program of ISB. If you want to learn more about the LTC, here on slide 8, that talks about our mission. But here real quick, I've got a short 1 minute and I think 30-second video of Seesaw that I'll play, and then we'll get on here with the rest of the workshop.
My students use Seesaw to demonstrate and share their learning. We use it on our Chromebooks every day. It's really the best app I found for unlocking creative thinking and giving my students so many options to show what they know.
In science, we are working on a group project about the water cycle. We used a picture that I took last week at the beach to label 8 main steps of a water cycle.
My favorite example of figurative language on this page is Shimmering Veil of Heat, which is imagery. Shimmering Veil gives me a better picture of the kind of heat of that day, and it sounds cool.
So 3 times 2 equals 6. Okay, so my answer is 2 over 6, or 2/6. Oh, I can simplify that. Kunal has 1/3 of his flour left.
Seesaw really helps with classroom engagement because they're the ones showing their thinking and their learning. They're getting a chance to draw or take pictures and then go a step further and explain their thinking. And it really cements the learning.
All right, so in that video, we saw students being engaged, and the big thing that came out of that is that, the students were made their thinking visible, and we knew if they understood the work or not. So as you can see, there was a few different examples, and we'll talk about the different things that your child can do with Seesaw, and what you can even do with Seesaw on the Family app. So again, here with Seesaw, we've got 6 different tools that are built in within the app. What's nice about that is your child doesn't have to go to different apps and tech tools out there to put a photo in, to put a drawing in. They can do that right within the Seesaw app. And here on slide 11, I do want to bring attention to this of the average attention span. So again, just like your child's thrown into learning about remote learning and learning from home, you're thrown in trying to help your child, and you don't have that education knowledge. And I wanted to share this with you about the average attention span. So if you are helping your child, depending on their age, remember that they will need frequent breaks. That for a 10-year-old, the average attention span for them to do an assignment is only 20 to 30 minutes. So with talking with parents, I realized that that's where they're getting more frustrated with their child rather than the tech tool, because they think their child could work on this for hours upon hours, where in all actuality, the average attention span is a lot shorter than that. So hopefully you'll keep that in the back of your mind too as you're helping your child. Here on slide 12, I've got a picture of students in a classroom working. They are using Seesaw, the app, but what else are you seeing in this picture? Feel free to put that in the chat if you'd like. If not, just think about what else do you see in this picture, what the students are doing. Yeah, so Christina says engagement. Yeah, the kids are engaged. How do we know they're engaged? Looks like they're working. Some are working on the tablet, some are working on the whiteboard. Some might be using pen and paper or pencil and paper, that they don't have to necessarily use a whiteboard. And then with this, so with this student here sitting down with this whiteboard, so she's doing a math problem, and then she could have taken a picture. She could have done a recording of that. And what I also like about this is not every kid is sitting down. That's perfect. They are in the position that they're learning the best to do this activity. And you've got them around the room. There, some aren't even at their desk. You can see some in the back of the room in different places. So, you know, with this child here, she may be recording her problem here and talking about it, making her thinking visible, because even though they are side by side, some of the students here, could they easily cheat off of one another? They could, but using then Seesaw, the tech tool here, it's making their thinking visible. And we'll get into that a little bit more here. But here on slide 13, so besides taking photos or audio of their work, they could insert images or drawings. They could put text right on their photo or their drawing, or they could just write out some text here as well. Here on slide 14, I do have, if you click on this, there are some videos for your child if they need help with Seesaw, that they can click on this and find some other videos to help them. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the Family app here, and know that there is a difference between the Family app and the Seesaw app. So it seems like that's been the #1 thing to help parents with, that they need a different app than the Seesaw Class app, that you will download a Family app, and this will allow you to communicate with your child's teacher. So with the Family app, what can you do? The teacher can post announcements, and then they can even message you. And then once they message you, you can message your child's teacher back, and I'll walk you through how to do all of that. So here again on slide 17 and 18, here's the difference between the Seesaw Class app and the Family app. So the Class app, that is what your child's going to interact and be on the Seesaw Class app to do their assignments and turn them into their teacher. The Family app, this is the app where you will communicate with the teacher. The teacher can also communicate with you by posting announcements to the Family app. Slide 18 just goes into it in a little bit more detail. So you should see the app right here. It's this icon, says class. If you want the Family app, it's this icon that says family underneath it. And so when you connect families, let's say you've got a blended family, you've got a lot of grandparents out there who would like to see their grandchild's work. You will only see your own child's work or your grandchild's work. The teacher can connect up to 10 family members to each child. And again, you can have class-wide announcements sent out to all parents, or they can privately message you, and then in return, you can privately message them back. If you need the app, the announcement translated, there's 50+ languages that are automatically work with Seesaw, that you can have it translated into your own language. And again, you can use any of the Seesaw tools that your child can use on the Class app in creating an attachment back to the teacher. And then also, this is a way the teacher may send out some class photos, newsletters, or any links for you to fill out if they need you to fill them out. And then if your child's teacher sends you an email to connect to your child's Seesaw journal, this is what you will get. So, whoops, here's just a snapshot for Cole. If I wanted to join, connect to his journal, I would have to actually click on connect to this journal so I could see Cole's journal. When I sign in to the family account, I can sign in I can create, first name, last name, and password. Or if you already have a Google account, you can sign up with your Google account. So that will save you time from putting in all of this information here. So I'm going to jump over here then to the Seesaw Family app to show you how you can interact as a parent or grandparent. So you'll have these tabs up here, the Home tab, Journals, and Inbox. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Home tab. So let me jump over here to, let me get the Seesaw Family app up here. All right, so if you have this, if you've logged in before, it should keep you logged in. You always want to make sure up here in the upper left-hand corner, do you see where it says Family, that I'm in the Family app? Now, if you saw here, I went to the gear. This is where I can go to account settings, and I've got some other options here. If I switch down to my family account or my student account, I can switch back and forth right here if I need to. But it wasn't logged into my family account before, so I had to switch down and log into my family account. So what can I see on the family account? So once I have connected to my child's journal, this is what I can see with my child. So here, if I can see what Dorothy posted here, she did, this is her response to her activity 2, Show Your Math. So she explained how she added 2 plus 2 equals 4. Again, we could see, yeah, she got the right answer. But then if you come down here, we can listen. She explained what she did to add 2 plus 2 equals 4. Again, this is making her thinking visible. So what's nice about this then, you can hear your child's voice. If they recorded it, all you have to do is hit play, and then you can listen to it. Now, what else are you seeing right here? If this is in a folder, the teacher put it in. So right now this is in the pre-K class folder. Granted, this math problem wouldn't probably be in the pre-K class, but I just wanted to show the use of the folder there. And then if you wanted to, and depending on the settings the teacher has set up, you can hit the like to show that you like this assignment. You can also comment on this. So if you want to click on a comment for your child, you can type in something here, or you could even come over here and record your own voice. So again, if I click on the microphone, it will let me comment using my voice. Click on the microphone here. It gives me 2 minutes to record a message, and as that's recording, I can pause it at any time if I come over here to the right-hand side. And then it shows that it's 8 seconds long. And you as a parent or guardian could come over here and replay it. You can play it to listen to it. If you like it, you can keep it. You can keep it by clicking on this green circle here. And then it will be attached to this, and your child will be able to hear it then. Do you see where it says pending approval? It shows the teacher will have to approve that before your child can hear it. If you wanted to, so again, I'm on the Home tab here. If I click on these 3 dots right here of the voice recording, I can download it if I want. But once I put it out there, it's out there. I'm trying to see once I put it out there if I can delete it. I don't know if I can go back and delete it after it's been approved. Maybe we'll try that here. It's only giving me the option of download. But again, if I come over here to comment and I click on the microphone, I can delete it before I post it out there. So again, let me say I'm done with my recording. I come over here, click on the pause, and right here to the right, I can hit the trash can and it deletes it before I post it. So anytime you see these 3 circles here, these 3 dots, that also lets you know that you can do something. It's like settings, that you've got another option of menus that you can do some other things with it. So in this case, with this voice recording, I can download it if I'd like. If not, I click on the microphone and it takes me back there and lets me finish my message. So I can pause it at any time, and then it processes each time. It lets me play it back if I want. If not, I can delete it. It says, hey, are you sure you want to delete this recording? And hit delete. And so it isn't post there. If I don't want to do a voice recording, that's fine. I can type in a message here. So this is on the home tab, and this is the activities your child has posted to their Seesaw app. And if I keep scrolling down, here's something else. Dorothy completed here. Again, if your child's teacher decides to use folders, you can find this activity in these 3 different folders. Again, if you click on the like, it'll show that it'll show a heart, and it'll show that you liked it. Did you see when I clicked on it right now? So for this class, this has been disabled by the teacher. So if you get that message at any time, you can't like your child's assignment. So if you would like that option or feature, message your child's teacher to see if there's a reason why that's been disabled. Another thing right here on the journal, if I click on these 3 dots over here to the right, so here's yet another place for the 3 dots, I can get post and get the QR code for this. I can print this. So if I liked what my child did here and I want to print it and put it on the refrigerator, or if I'm keeping their own portfolio at home, a printed portfolio, then I can print it and put it in that printed portfolio. I can share this post. So if I want to share this out there on social media, I can share the post. I can get the link to this and even the embed code. Okay. And then you can even save this activity that your child completed. So right here, it says 1 of 2 in the upper right-hand corner of this activity. So that means there's a second page there. If I click on that arrow, then there's a second page. In this case, the second page, there's nothing there. But if there was, then you would be able to see that as well. So to go back to the first or second page, just click these arrows here to the left and the right. And again, here's another voice comment that's pending approval that the teacher has to approve. You may or may not see that depending on how the teacher has the settings set up for that. Again, if I keep scrolling, you can see some other activities. If I click on like there, okay, that's the same class. It's been disabled. Here's a different class, a demo class. I don't think it's been disabled there. So then as soon as I hit liked, it shows, hey, here's who liked your activity. And with these activities, the only activities I'll see are my own kids' journals that I connected with. And so right now, this is just Dorothy's journal right here. So I've got it set up here on the home tab that I'm seeing all of Dorothy's activities in her multiple classes. So as you can see, this is her pre-K class. And if I keep scrolling down, she posted this activity in her demo class. And then as you can see with her activities here, she can put videos in there. She can put pictures in there. She can put drawings. And I'll talk more about the different things that they can add to that. If I switch back here to the slide deck then, I showed you how you could like the comment by clicking on the heart, how you could leave a comment by typing a message or leaving a voice recording. And I did also add on here, I'm on slide 22, that you could, if you do leave comments for your child, here's some suggestions. It's called tag, and the T stands for tell them what you liked about their work. Instead of just saying, I liked your work, maybe explain what you liked about it. The A stands for ask. Maybe ask them a question. What are they most proud of? Or what did they have difficulty with in completing this activity? And then the G stands for give them a suggestion about their work. So you could start a suggestion by saying, I wonder, or, just other things. But again, these are just some suggestions here. if you want to leave a little bit more meaningful comment for your child here in the Seesaw Family app. So that was the Home tab. Again, here on the Home tab on slide 23, whoops, I've got it where here you can hit comment. Do you see where the like button isn't there? Again, that the heart isn't there because the teacher disabled that. So again, if you know about that and you would like to, click on the heart for your child's activity, maybe send a message to your child's teacher to ask, hey, is there a reason why the heart is disabled? And then here on slide 24, again, the 3 dots here to the right of an activity. Don't forget that you've got 4 different options you can do if you click on those 3 dots. Again, anytime you see those 3 dots, there's usually another menu there of other choices that you can click on to do some other things with this activity. Any questions about the Home tab? All right, the next one I want to go to is the Journal tab. And right here you can see I've got Blake, he's in 5 classes, and Cole is in 1 class. So those are my 2 kids. And you can see you can have multiple children and switch back and forth through the journals. Over here, when I clicked on Blake, this shows me the 5 classes Blake is in. So let me switch back and to the actual Seesaw Family app and show you. So even though this says Dorothy, this is Blake's, I was playing around with it and added Dorothy's name and her picture here from the Wizard of Oz. And then up here in the Family app, I added the lion, but it would say, you would have some choice and you could change what it says up here, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But if I come over here to journals, the journal tab. So I was at the Home tab first. This is where you can see your child's work. The journals, this is where I can go back and forth and just see. So if I want to see Cole's work, I can go to Cole and go to his class, and this will bring up Cole's journal. If I click back on it, I can go back to, in this case, I switched it to Dorothy here. I can look at Dorothy's class, and if I go to this class that Dorothy is a member of, this shows different pictures here that could take, and then right on the picture, you can put arrows, you can even write on the photo here. So this is, when I went to this class, this is the Georgetown class of Dorothy's, and that's all I see. Okay. If I go back here, back to Dorothy, and I just want to see what she's done in the pre-K class, I can click on that. So the purpose of going here to the Journals tab, if you just want to see one child at a time's work, if you want to see one class that they're in at a time. So again, I go to the Journals tab. I can go to Cole, or I could go to Dorothy's, all 5 of her classes, and I can go to them one at a time. So it filters it out. The other thing here with journals, if I have another child, I could go up here and add child. And if the teacher gave me a QR code, I could scan it here to add my child to the Family app. Or I could use a link or URL they gave me. Or they could have added me to the app by sending me an email if I gave them the email ahead of time. And that's what I was showing you in the slide deck, that the teacher had given, sent me an email. It connected me to, I could click on that to connect to Cole's journal. And that's how I did it here. So there's a few different ways that you can access this. You can access your child's journal. Okay, so that's the journals. So again, we talked about the Home tab. This is where it's the home. You can see all of your kids' work and all of the classes they're in. If you go to the Journals tab, you can filter it out by one child at a time and by one class at a time. And then the next thing here is the Inbox tab.
Lisa,
Yeah.
this is Christina. Before we go to the inbox, if a teacher shared in their manager settings, if they have it to where all the children can see each other's work and comment on each other's work, would the parent be able to see that on this side when you click on journals?
Yeah, good question, Christina. No, with the journals, you only see your child's work. Now,
Okay, so if
if,
the kid, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead, Christina, sorry.
So that clarifies the parent view. However, if the teacher has it where the child can comment on everybody's and see everybody's, only the child would be able to see it. On the child side,
Well,
because as a teacher, you can go into manage settings and there's like a toggle button that you can give permission for students to view or comment each other's work.
uh-huh.
And so I always wondered, since I'm actually not a parent, I'm on the I'm on the tech side here.
Yeah.
So I joined this meeting because I wanted to see the parent side of it.
Okay.
And I'll also be sharing this with parents in the district as well, in my district. And so, are you in the teacher one? Okay, so.
Yeah. So what Christina's asking, this is the teacher settings, and this is what I talked about earlier, whether or not you can access the likes or comments. The teacher has control over that. So if you click on this, this is the teacher side of it. If the teacher disabled the family likes here, she turned that off, and you might not be able to hit the heart to like the comment or to like the activity for your child. So this is where they can do this. But what Christina is asking is if she's got it set up, or teachers have it set up, that students can see each other's work. Again, this is for the class app. This isn't for the family app. But if the teacher has it set up that students can see each other's work, they turn it on here. If they don't want to have that on, they turn it off. I will tell you, before remote learning, before COVID, teachers who were using this as like a station in the classroom might have had that turned on because they wanted the kids to be able to see each other's work. They weren't using Seesaw primarily as a learning management system to push out all of their activities. Now that we have remote learning and this pandemic going on, what a lot of teachers are doing, they're turning this off because kids are completing many activities on the Seesaw app, and they don't want to necessarily have the kids looking and being able to see everyone's activities for every assignment.
That's correct. Yep.
And Christina, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just totally agreeing with what you said.
Yeah.
Which is why it's being turned off.
Yeah. And so, Christina, going back to your question, do you want to ask your question again?
Yes. So we're at this point. So after showing the family part, the family portal, and the journals tab, if this is turned on, like this shows how the teacher set it up, would the parents be able to see other student journals? So you're saying no.
Correct. The only way they may see other students' work is if that assignment your child has other students were collaborating on it together. If the teacher set it up that like tag different students in that assignment. So one of the assignments I think Cole had, let me switch back. With Cole's here, up here at the top, do you see it has Cole's name, and it also has Jeff and Jessica and 4 more. So now it's saying that these 7 kids worked on this assignment together. So then, yes, since this was these 7 kids were tagged in this activity and collaborated on it, yes, you'll be able to see everyone's. But if Cole wasn't a part of this team, I wouldn't be able to see this work. I can't go in and see Jessica's other work or Jeff's other work.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah, great question. And then, while we're right here at the teacher side of it, do you see where it says pending family approvals? So again, if you don't have that on your end, like right here, it says pending approval. this teacher has it set up, in the class I'm in, there's no pending approvals. This is a different class. This teacher has it set up that she has to approve all of the comments that the parents put there. Again, some teachers may just have it where they don't have to approve anything and it's just automatically there. All right, so that, I was showing you the teacher side of it, so don't panic if I lost you on that. But going back here to the family side of it. So again, remember the home tab is where you can see all of your students' work and all of their classes. If you go to journals, if you've already added your children and added all the classes that they're in, you can filter out by class and by child here with the journals. And then the inbox here. So right here, I've got, right up here, it says only you and the teacher can see these messages. So if you look over here, Dorothy's got 5 classes she's in, but she's only seeing messages from 2. So here's a big thing. If you don't remember anything else from this workshop, maybe remember this, that if you want to message your child's teacher, they have to message you first. So as you can see, the 3 other classes that Dorothy is in, she can't message those teachers yet because the teacher hasn't sent out a message first. So the only teachers that Dorothy's parent can message is her pre-K teacher and this teacher, the MR teacher. So right here, here's a teacher putting a message here. And then right here, you as the parent or guardian can go ahead and message them back. You can even message them back with, you can experience Seesaw a little bit of how your child experiences it. So right down here at the bottom, I'm in the inbox and I'm only able to message or add a message here to the teachers that have already messaged me. So I come down here and hit the plus sign in the bottom left-hand corner. When I hit the plus sign, I can attach an item. So if I wanted to send them a note back, I could click on note and type up a message to send back to the child's teacher, type it here. When I'm done, I click on this green circle with the check mark and it attaches it. Now, if I want to record something to this, I could record it. I can even go back and edit the note. So again, I'll click on that and it's uploading. So it's showing. Then here's my note attached right here. It says hello. And then I can hit send if there's nothing else I want to say. So let me go ahead and hit send and this will go to the teacher like that. Now, if I want to just type them a message, I can just put my cursor here in the bottom of the screen and type in a message right here. And then I can hit send. So there's 2 things I could do. I can just type in a message here, or I could attach an item. When I attach an item, if I want to send a video message, I could record myself. If I want to send a photo of my child working on homework or working on something here at home, I can do that. I can click on all of these different icons here to attach something back to the teacher. So again, this was under the inbox. And now remember that I can't message my other teachers yet because they haven't sent out a message first. Now, under the inbox, you've got this messages tab, and this is what you're seeing right here on your screen. You also have the notifications. So notifications here, if I see right here, Dorothy's item was updated. So if I see that Dorothy, my child, went and changed anything or updated anything on an assignment or an activity, I can see this right here. Here's Dorothy was tagged in an item. So she's working, collaborating on this activity with some other students. So again, this is under the inbox. And I've got the messages. This is the communication between you and the teacher. And again, you and your child's teacher are the only ones who can see this. Now, if your child has a teacher that has more than one teacher on that class, this, let's say, this one has the PE teacher in here too. Again, this message will only be sent to the teacher's name that's right up here. So if you're wanting the PE teacher to see this message, if the PE teacher's a collaborator on this class, you'll have to make sure to let the main teacher know to share this message with the PE teacher. So again, this is the inbox tab. You've got messages tab over here and notifications. Now, one other thing here, you know how on the teacher side I was showing you the settings that Christina was asking about earlier? If I click on the lion, the family up here, before I went to account settings, I can go back to account settings, and can you see there's a couple different ways I can go to account settings. I can click right here and go to account settings, or I can go to the gear. I'm used to just going to the gear and going there. Do I have to? No, I can just click there, go to the account settings, and here's where I can manipulate and change things on the family app. So right here, I can change the first and last name. The display name up there is Lion. So again, if I want to change that, I can change that. I can change the icon, change the theme. And then if I keep scrolling down, if I want to get some notifications, every time, if I go down here to the parent notifications, every time that there's a notification on the Seesaw app, if I want to get an email, I can turn this on. And I want to get an email every time there's a notification on the Seesaw app, or once per day or never. So you'll figure out the workflow, what works best for you. I know over time with Seesaw, what I do, I just know to go and check it every day. If I don't want to have to check it every day and maybe wait for those emails, I could maybe get an email once per day. But with kids using the Seesaw app like a learning management system, and all of the activities are pushed out there through that for your child, you may be getting lots of notifications. So I've turned them off, but you have the choice. You know how you best want to get notified. You can get push notifications. So anytime that, instead of getting the email, or you could get email plus push notifications, and it would say up here, if I've got 2 or 3 notifications up here, it would usually to the right of the word notifications be a red circle with the number in it. I could also get text messages, a short message service notification sent to my phone. So again, you've got choice even as a parent or guardian as well. And this is, where did I go for this? Up here, where it says the family app, I went into account settings. So my suggestion, change one thing at a time, see what happens, and then if you like it, keep it. If not, you know, you may want to go back. If you're getting tons of emails throughout the day, you may want to go back and change that. Again, you've got choice in how you set up your account settings here on the family app. Any questions about the family app? Under the home tab, journals, or inbox tab. Okay, so slide 26 just talks about the inbox tab again. And again, hopefully you're taking deep breaths out there. I don't mean to have your blood pressure go, you know, skyrocket from this. You'll have the recording, you'll have the slide deck to access later as well. So Seesaw settings, everything I just talked about with the Seesaw settings is right here on slide 28 and 29. Feel free, see if this will help you understand it on your own time here. And my email's on the slide deck as well. You can feel free to email me as well. I had a parent who missed the training. We did another training last week and she couldn't make today's, so I did a quick tutorial with her on a Zoom meeting to get some of her questions answered as well. I know I'm running, I've got about 10 minutes left here, so in that 10 minutes time, I am going to show you the classroom app that your child uses to complete activities and kind of walk you through some of that. But again, here on the classroom app, your child has those same 6 tools that you had if you wanted to add an attachment to a message to your teacher. So the 6 tools are right here. And how I've got this slide deck set up then is if your child wants to take a photo, what could they do to take a photo of something in Seesaw? Here's some examples. And then underneath that, you know, if you keep going with the slide deck, here's an example if they took a picture of this. And then here's, you know, they could click on any of these 3 cameras and it would take a picture of what they wanted to. Here's it taking a picture of writing. And then what's nice about this, even though they took a picture of their writing, they could even do a recording of talking about their writing, maybe reading what they wrote.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about this specific writing. Notice the tools on the bottom, the writing hand and the pencil and marker and highlighter. So, and maybe there's not a solution, but if the child were to move the paper, no, this is a picture, sorry. But let's say that they wanted to write on here or draw a picture. These tools sometimes get in the way. Do you know what's a solution for that?
Let me go into the Seesaw app and let's try something out here. So let me go into the kids side of it. Let me go into Blake's here. And yeah, Christina, great question. So what Blake's got to do then, let me go into Blake's. And depending on what device they're on, if they're on a Chromebook, they could just go to the shelf, the bottom of the Chromebook, and click on the Seesaw app, and it will load. And as you can see with Blake's here, it loaded here to his 3rd grade reading Seesaw class. If he needs to switch between classes, all he has to come up here is to his name. And again, this really is Blake's. I was playing around with it and put Dorothy in here. And he can click on his name, we'll click on Dorothy, and he can go back and forth, or she can go back and forth to her classes. So if she needed to go into her pre-K class, she just clicked on the pre-K and it shows over here on the right-hand side, the pre-K class. And you see here's push notifications. So Dorothy's got 24 new notifications she needs to take care of. Here for this classroom, she has 7 new activities. So what Christina was asking so let's go into an activity and let's try to maybe answer Christina's question. So if right here, this activity, this backyard scavenger hunt, it usually tells them step by step what they need to do. What's nice about it, they can play instructions right from here if the teacher put voice recording instructions here. If not, it could just be their instructions, you know, they would have to read it here. But let's say Dorothy's ready to add her response to this. So all your child would have to do is come over here and click on add response where my mouse is. Now, before I click on add response, if I go down here a little bit, do you see where this says finish response? So on this assignment, Dorothy started and it shows it's a draft and she can go back in and finish it at any time. So same thing, you know, let's say Dorothy has some time but may not get finished with the assignment or this activity right now, that's okay. It's showing it's waiting for response, and then she'll click on this add response, and right here, she can go and she wants to take a photo. And let's say she's like, oh, I forgot, what do I need to do? If you come up here, do you see at the top of the screen, she can view the instructions right here and see, okay, what's the first step she needs to do? So it can be step by step, or she can go and play the instructions here.
Backyard scavenger hunt.
And she can pause it at any time. If it says, okay, go to the camera, click on photo, okay, pause it, go there. And then right here, she goes to there. Right here, she's got the view instructions up here at the top of the page. So it's nice for no matter what the age. You know, even me as an adult learner, I forget the instructions at times. So it's nice to have those instructions up there at any time. And then, so what Christina was asking, if they take a photo, so let me take a photo real quick. So if I just put this up there, again, I can click on any of these cameras right here to take a photo. And what Christina was asking, saying these got in the way. here at the bottom, these tools. And Christina, great question. I don't know that answer. Does anybody else have an answer for Christina of how you can remove these tools if they're in the way? All right, I love questions, but I don't know that answer and have to see if we can figure out that answer. But so right now, what you would just have to maybe tell the child, maybe hold the work up, so then at the bottom, it's not covering something.
Yeah, it's just positioning it correctly. And then if they want to do their work, you got to tell them not to go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Is what I'm finding. But I didn't know if there's a way to turn it off, and I'm not finding that.
No, I haven't found that either. Sometimes you can hide, different icons. I would say let Seesaw know they do listen to us of what changes we see, and that's why with it being a web app, they can push out updates at any time. So maybe they can work on that.
Definitely, I agree, and I've been in contact many times, so I will
Okay.
continue.
And maybe have your parents and have all your other teachers that you work with send them a help desk ticket as well.
Yes, ma'am.
So then with Dorothy, then with this picture, if she needed to, she could come over here and click on the microphone. And then she could, okay, there we go. She could do a recording again. Now the recording, if you see up here, is only 5 minutes. That's a good thing because it makes the child practice what they want to say. It keeps it short because even if you think about it, you don't want to hear a longer than a 5 minute message from the teacher, and the teacher probably doesn't want to hear a longer than a 5 minute message from the child on this assignment. So again, some people think, oh, only 5 minutes. Really, I think it's perfect because then it makes the child practice what they're saying if they have a lot to say. And then as you can see here, over here to the left, I paused it. And then if I want to go ahead and record it again or keep recording, just click on it again and I can continue my recording. If not, I can hit done. But before I hit done, I can also do something else. So you've got some tools over here. This T is for a text box. I can put a text box in here and I can type anything in there. I can move this text box around. Let me grab it just right. There we go. Well, I can move it around. I can also, again, you got the 3 dots here. You can do other things here. You can link this, you can lock it, duplicate it. You can change the style, the color, the order, lots of things, play around with it. You can rotate it here if you need to, whatever you want. You can always go back and delete it as well. But let me go ahead and rotate it back through. I can also come up here to the top. I've got an undo button. So I could hit undo and redo as well. So again, if I click on these 3 dots, I've got some other things. I could put a background or link this to a web page or link it to something else out there as well. So, and then I've got this down here where I could add a voice caption to the activity as well. So let's say I'm done. I click done. And then I can listen to myself if I like it. I can keep it. If not, I can delete it and re-record it. I didn't show you what Christina was talking about down here, these different tools. If you use the highlighter, or here's is it the glow pen? I think it's called the glow pen, that if they wanted to, they can change whatever color here and then write right on here as well. So you've got some other options here. You can do the eraser to erase it, or you can come up here and hit undo. So lots of different fun tools that are already built into the Seesaw app. So then again, when Dorothy's done with it, click on that green circle there with the check mark, and then it's there, and then it just shows waiting for the teacher approval. So again, this is what it will look like for your child on the Seesaw app. Just like you had some tabs on the family app, they have tabs over here. So here's the journal. This is where they'll see what they've completed. Here's the activities. This is what they need to complete. Okay. Here's the inbox. Again, the teacher can send them messages, and then they can send the teacher messages back as well. And then the teacher can also set up a blog where they would have an audience if they want certain things to be pushed out there for, you know, everyone from the class to see. So the blog is something else. And then the teacher could have it set up differently too, depending on the settings that they want. So again, the journal is all of the activities your child has done. This is the Seesaw Class app. The activities tab, this is where they see all of their assignments. Now, within the assignments, they can have it in folders. And if they've got different things in folders, they know to go to the math folder to get those math activities. Or if they want to go and see this, if there's something in the science folder or the conference folder, or I guess I don't have anything in folders in this classroom yet. Okay, and then the inbox, again, just like on the family app, you've got messages and notifications. Here it shows you when there's been items, activities updated, or even when the family adds a voice comment on your post, your child will get notified. They may not get notified until the teacher approves it if the teacher has that setting turned on. Okay, so I know this was a lot. Let me go back to my slide deck here. As you can see on the slide deck, if you want to, you can kind of go and get some examples of things that your child can do with the drawing tool and give you some examples here with creating a photo and a drawing. So you've got lots of examples here you can go back to and look at if you would like. And then here on slide 57, you know, if you even want to learn more about Seesaw yourself, there's different links out there that you can use to learn more about Seesaw, or if you're a teacher, feel free to push some of these links out to your other teachers and or parents. I know I've kept you over a little bit and I apologize. Real quick before you leave, I do have this link here of an evaluation. If you have time, if you can fill that out as well, I will put that in the chat room. I think there's 4 questions on the evaluation. And I realize I went over time. If you need to go, I understand. This will be the recording, the ROE 17 will push out to you probably later in the week. And then you have the slide deck as well right now. So what I will do, for anyone who has to go, feel free to go. But if there's other questions that you may have, feel free to stay on and ask your questions. I will go ahead and stop recording